Should be interesting. I hesitated. I thought about maybe, because it's mildly sexual, I stuck with it. It's also a bird. Also a big hairy gay man. Oh, sick. Alright, welcome to this sim. In this one, I am going to be expanding the league and taking control of an expansion team and seeing how good I can do. Probably playing out, it's basically seeing how good I can do over about a decade. It'd be great if we could beat the Diamondbacks record of getting a World Series within 4 years. I actually don't know if that's a record. I'm assuming it is, because that's really fast to get a World Series 4 years after existing as a new team. But yeah, here we are. We're gonna expand. I picked 2010 just so we can have one full decade, and I decided to do 2010 instead of just starting from 2021 and going from there, because I figured a team that I was probably going to be drafting a lot with, since I'm probably not going to do very good, but a team that I'm going to draft with a lot, especially early. I want to draft players that I probably recognize. So I picked relatively early. I decided to go back to 2010 rather than starting from the 2020s, going from there. Which should be interesting. I hesitated. I thought about maybe starting in 2009, because that's the year that Mike Trout was drafted. And I'd be sick, obviously, to draft Mike Trout. It'd be sick to draft Mike Trout, for sure, and then building a team around that. But I decided against it just for the consistency of like one full decade. Like we're going to play through the 10s. I'm going to see how good an expansion team could do in the 10s and go from there. We should still be able to draft some interesting people, I feel, in 2010. I don't remember who the cool guy was in 2010. I remember the cool guy in 2011 was Garrett Cole. I think in 2010 there's probably still, there has to be a really good, cool starting pitcher I can draft out of here. I don't know how it will be, and we won't know until September what the actual draft class is going to be, but hopefully we can draft the first one. So we're about to do the expansion draft. I've never done expansion team stuff before. I don't really know how the expansion draft works. From what I understand, from what I looked up, you're basically just taking players from other teams, but other teams can protect up to a certain amount of players, and then you get a pick. I guess me and the other team. Oh, there's two expansion teams. The expansion teams that are joining the league are the Nashville Nudists in the AL Central and the Las Vegas Alcoholics in the AL West. They're both in the AL because in 2010, Houston was still in the NL. So right now, adding two teams to the AL makes it balanced. That's that. We're going to be the Nudists because it's got a nice alliteration to it. And the Las Vegas Alcoholics, I like the name, but it's a mouthful, versus the Nashville Nudists. And the Nudists, so basically, since it's expansion teams, I made everything from scratch, including all the minor leagues, and I'm going to have to, like right now, I'm going to have to make everything from scratch. We have no pitchers, we have no bullpen. Okay, I need to interject here real fast, because I'm about to not explain something I need to explain real quick before I'm about to explain something I'm about to explain. And that's my minor league teams, because when you make an expansion team, you have to make all your teams from scratch. So I got to make all the teams names from scratch, and have some fun with it. Oddly enough, my first team, my rookie ball team, I didn't actually change, but it kind of inspired a lot of this. What happened next? I just took what they gave me, and my rookie ball team is the Mesa Swallows, or Mesa. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's Mesa. It's someplace in Arizona. I'm gonna say Mesa, because Mesa Swallows, because it's mildly sexual. I stuck with it. It's also a bird, and so that kind of inspired the next team up. I think they were also a bird team. I think they were the Peregrines, something like that. But I renamed them because I'm like, let's make it sexual. So I called them, my A-ball team, the Tuscan Blue-Footed Boobies. Real flows off the tongue, you know. But also you can just say the Tuscan Titties. Tuscan. I'm going to call this Tuscan, even though it's not that, because it's easier for me to say. But the Tuxan Titties, or the Tuxan Blue-Footed Boobies, if you want to be long form, I guess. That's those guys. That one we stuck with. The actual city is still the same. It's another city in Arizona, so like my rookie and A-ball team, my super low minors, they're chilling in Arizona. The next two up, my AA and my AAA, were in New Mexico and Ohio respectively, and I moved them to Ohio, and I moved my A-ball from New Mexico to Ohio to the same place actually that the A-ball or AAA team was, and then I just moved the AAA team into a city in Tennessee because I wanted my AAA team to be in the same state as my major league team. It's like just ease of getting people there if I want them to. Just like pretend like, oh, an injury happens. Oh, cool, it's fine. We can just get a guy here. He's in the state. So I moved the AA team to a different place, but I actually stuck with the same name. I kept the same name. Once again, there's another one I kept the same name that they gave me because, and my AA team is the Columbus Bears. I think it flows well. I like Columbus. Columbus is a word. That was where my AAA team used to be. They're the Bears because Bears is also a big hairy gay man, so still can be mildly sexual, but still like appropriate, so to speak. And once again, this one actually sticks with their logo makes sense because they stuck with Bears. And the last team, I actually pretty much stuck with what it would be. My AAA team, I put them in Chattanooga. They're the Chattanooga Astronauts, but I just changed one little thing. They're the Astronauts, you know, because why not? Why not? Let's have some fun with it. And that's my minor league teams. I got to name them all myself, and I made them all just a little bit sexual, just for fun. But now back to whatever the heck I was explaining before. We have no personnel even. I have pending offers for every single spot though. I went through and got what I felt was the best possible person for each role, which basically having just I went through and found like the pitching and hitting coaches, just whoever taught the best hitting, and then just went down based on best I could find, second best, third best, vice versa. And same with like development and stuff like that. With the one interesting thing being probably the single A manager, this guy, who's actually really good overall. He's still a good development, and he handled aging probably the best of anybody I could find. But he by far and away was the best mechanics, so we had to put him in a low A or a low minor league system so he can get my prospects like super high as fast as possible. And other than that, it's basically just development. Like the manager between AAA and between my actual major league club, it was a bit of a decision. I had to make some decisions there, with my ultimate decision coming down to the AAA guy still had better mechanics. Not obviously doesn't matter as much in AAA, but had better mechanics and didn't handle aging as well as the guy I decided to be my bench coach for Nashville. This dude, no mechanics whatsoever, so probably the best case for a major league spot, and handled development a little bit better, and aging a little better too. So that was that. And everything else just is like a guy that kind of just makes sense. Trainer with good prevention. A scout with just overall, just everything's good. That's that. So now it's time for the expansion draft. I, once again, don't know how this is going to work. I guess it's, once again, between just me and the other guy. Pretty cool I get a draft first. I like that. All right, let's, I guess, begin. So this is everybody we have available. Let's just look at the best possible guy. So it makes sense the best actual guys are all relief pitchers, because they wouldn't want to make anybody available who's good. Let's see if there's anybody who like needs some work. Oh, sick! There's all kinds of people who need some work that I could just allow to be in my minor league system. This guy's already in the minor leagues, so that's cool. Who does my scouting record director want me to take? He wants me to take this starting pitcher who's good. What about batter-wise? Batting-wise, there's this first baseman who is terrible. There's no reason to take that guy. Well, I'm looking at only pitchers right now. Let's look at all batters. Who's the best, like, available batter? So it's these two catchers. Do they have good catcher ability, though? Oh, that guy's got a really good ceiling, though. I like that. And this dude, a super good eye with home run power. He's on a minor league deal. We could keep in the minors. I like that. This dude, also just a minor league deal. He's 26 versus this guy. Oops. Versus this guy. Wait, this guy's also 26. I only get the same guy. I think I am. Oh no, they're both 26. They're both 26. This guy has been in the majors just a lot. He's been in the majors a ton, which may mean I can't keep him in the minors forever. This guy's been in the majors a little bit too. Okay. So, decisions. It's a little tricky. So, I mean, no matter what, there's not going to be anybody amazing, it looks like. And obviously, we're just going to have to deal with that. The best overall batter is a 50, and the best overall player are pitchers. Alright, so I'm not sure who we're going to take with our first pick, but I like those catchers with some good hitting potential. Even though, obviously, catcher ability is the most important thing for a catcher. But the fact that they could be such good hitters is pretty nice. And, like, they don't have bad catcher ability. Okay, so this guy has high greed and is not a leader, but he's smart. This guy just has low greed. I like that. He's not smart, though. So it might not pan out. He is going to be just a masher. And he expects to be in the starting lineup. This dude expects to be a bench player, which I like that a little better. Oh, I don't have a scout yet. Shoot. So I can literally only go by OSA ratings right now. Shoot, I wish you could just... I wish there was time for us to actually hire on these people before we're actually doing all these picks. That would be really cool, you know? Any starters with good potential? So there's not a good starter. There's this guy, and he's fine. And I don't think I want to grab the best available starting pitcher right now, because I kind of want to have a shitty team. To be honest, I want to make sure that I have a shittier team than the Alcoholics. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be so fun. Let's see. My Nudists need to be shittier than the Alcoholics. I want to be, through my nakedness, walking around naked, I want to seem more out of shape than a guy who's walking around slobbering all over himself. So, but yeah, we want to be shitty so that we can get the highest draft pick possible. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to go for one of these catchers with decent hitting potential. This dude's a switch hitter. I like that. This dude is more developed, but he couldn't be in the minors. He'd have to play. And he's definitely a true outcome type of guy. He had one good season at 121. This guy has never had a really great season. Because he's not as much developed. I kind of want them both. And whatever one I can will be cool with being the minors longer, I'll take. I want this guy. Just because he does have good contact. But this guy will have respectable contact still, eventually. Not respectable. Yeah, he just hit bombs and he walks. I think I'm going to draft this guy. I think that's the move. Just because he does have the potential. Was there any pitchers that have a lot of potential I haven't reached yet? Okay, there are a couple. A lot of potential, but aren't there yet. He expects to be in the starting rotation. Oh my god, he could be a starter though. Damn. Yeah, this guy could be good if he actually worked out. Scott, who the fuck? This guy, Glenn Perkins. No expectations, I do like that. Alright, I think for now, for this first draft, I should grab one of those two catchers. We're going to go with this switch hitter from Tampa. And if I can, try and start him in the minors. And then he drafted this first baseman. Oh, very good first baseman. Cool. Okay, never mind. No. Take the good guy. Take the really good guy. Alright. So we can theoretically draft that other catcher too now. I think my plan is to draft for guys with potential and stuff. rather than who's the best defensive catcher, because that's who we're actually going to use. So a bunch of guys that are all in the 55s. So nobody who's amazing. So yeah, so I'm not really, it's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, let's go back to here. Highest potential, who hasn't realized it yet. I mean, it's that catcher again. Do we draft the other catcher? Do we just draft 2 catchers right now? Okay, pitching potential. So yeah, this guy's a lot of potential. He just hasn't realized any of it. Is the problem. This guy could be a god, honestly. If he just was good. Okay, no, let's draft a really good defensive shortstop right now. Or a defensive center fielder. Okay. This guy's probably the best bet, but he sucks. This guy's not bad. Okay. Oh, this guy's great. He's all kinds of utility. This guy can play anywhere. Second short, all outfield positions. Does he need work in any spots? Second, left and right. Cool. So he could be a good second baseman, I think. It's weird that his shortstop's not any higher. But what was that guy again? This guy? Willie Bloomquist. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Let's take a gander right quick at center field options with high range. So a lot of guys with high range. This guy, okay, this guy's probably the best bet for center field. I think that would be this guy, yeah. The highest error, still has an arm and still has range. So, doesn't got a bat to speak of, but that's fine. We're going to grab Mitch Mayer for outfield depth. And you grab... Yeah, you grab that pitcher. You should. Yeah, please. Once again, I'm trying to be bad here. So we have a catcher and a center fielder. Do we go for shortstop next? Let's go back to here. So infield range is still going to be 60 no matter what. So high air, Nick Green and Wilson Valdez. Wilson Valdez, probably a third baseman I want. Is there anybody who is a 55 fielder at shortstop? One single guy. And he's not very good. Okay, so we're going to have to live with a 50 at short. This guy's pretty good. I swear to sworn there's this guy. Okay. So at shortstop, you can pick it at short and second, and you can pull every outfield position in. And you're fast. You're a leader, and you're also smart. A leader, okay. So we're going to need a leader if we're going to suck. So we're going to grab Willie Bloomquist for shortstop. They grab Michael. They think he should be a right fielder for some reason. They grabbed Michael Cudler. So he's a pretty good hitter actually. He just can't play the field. Alright, so they think we have a right fielder. I feel we actually have a shortstop in there, so I'm not going to worry about shortstop for now. I'm going to be concerned with third base, I think. Or should I get a pitcher? It's probably no good starters, and I think I'm going to have to just, like, deal with that, but this guy's just so tempting since he... This guy's more tempting since he's in the minors. He's a minor league contract. He's very angry because of transactions. Okay. I think I should still go for positional stuff for now. Probably want a good defensive second baseman if we can. Passable guys. So we got some passable guys at second base. So there is this dude who can also play the outfield. There is this dude who's pretty good. He's got good gap power and contact. His home run power could even develop a little bit. I like this guy, Mike Fontenot. I think that's gonna get pretty long. I'm gonna cut this for now, and then maybe probably just actually update on what I actually end up doing, how my team actually ends up looking after this draft. So I think this draft video could get long and boring very quickly. Yeah, the things I'm thinking about doing is grabbing that other catcher who has good potential, grabbing a couple of relievers with high potential haven't developed yet, especially that one guy who thinks he should be a starter, and then see if I can get all those guys to start out in AAA, and then get some passable whoever the hell's to just warm their spots in the major leagues for a little bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually update after I've done all the moves, because this is gonna get really boring really fast, dude. It's gonna be a lot of me just thinking and staring at a screen. So we'll come back in once I'm done, or maybe once I'm further into this, or maybe once there's an interesting decision to make. I don't know.